Before the break, I asked you a quick question. Which is the oldest car racing in the Mairas Historic Tour? It's my Ford Prefect. It's a 1953 model running with a 1600 Ford Kent engine, and it's won the last 2 championships it has driven in the Class H.
From sports cars to saloons, now we're in for some superb racing as the Marlboro Crane Hire Historic Saloons Classes A to E take to the track. Let's hear from Theo van Vuuren about his new Charger.
Bought this new car behind me from Willie. First race out, it's handling very well. I'm very happy with the performance. It's fantastic. I think for Class E car, it's up there. It's very nice to be competitive here.
Anton Rath takes pole position in his fast Mazda Coupe. Willie Hepburn lines up in 6th place, while Theo van Vuuren qualified 9th in his BMW. The lights go out and it's all action as the cars descend into turn 1. It's Andre Djurk who gets the jump on Anton Rath, and the Camaro leads the field into turn 1. Rath in his little Mazda is pushing hard behind Andre Djurk, doing his best to keep up with the mighty Camaro. Behind them, there are some great battles developing through the field. Schmidt takes on Uli Sanna and they run side by side through turn 5. And turn 6, great stuff. We go on board now with Mike Schmidt in the Frankie's Ford Capri, who started at the back of the grid due to electrical and transmission problems. He seems to have got those fixed as he's now working his way through the Class D and E cars on his way up the order. Cloete is in the pits.
I didn't manage to finish. I went out, I think, for about 4 laps, got the brake failure and decided to rather leave it.
Seafuri Sr. was another early retirement, following the VW Beetle into the pits. Theo van Vuuren looks to be enjoying his first outing in his ex-Uli Sanna BMW as he leads Martin Botha and Sofos Pantazis up the hill. Pantazis has a look down the inside of Botha as they head into turn 5. Wayne Plitt leads Graham Donker into the final turn, but it looks like Dion van Vuuren is marooned on the outside. His right front wishbone has snapped, and that's the end of his race. The yellow flag is out, and this leads to a safety car period. Dion isn't the only one in trouble though. Andre Djurk has parked his Camaro as well. On the restart, Willie Hepburn surges past Gert Boertes, who goes a lap down in his Escort. Hepburn currently leads the race with just a few laps to go. Further down the field, Pieter Waal leads a gaggle of cars through turn 1. We go on board now with Djurk Venter as he chases down Colin Ellison's Alpha. It's Willie Hepburn who takes the checkered flag, over 14 seconds ahead of Mike Schmidt in his Frankie's Ford Capri, who did a great job to come through from the back of the grid to second place. Anton Raas took third place just 0.7 of a second behind Mike Schmidt. Djurk Venter, Colin Ellison and Martin Botha had a great race and rounded out the top 10 with less than 2 seconds covering them.
It's quite unbelievable, really. I don't know what happened to Willie. And then I caught a glimpse of, I just passed as many cars as I could in the first 2 or 3 laps. And then just went after the lead as best I could. The restart there, I tried to stay behind Anton all the way to the line, which is the rule. We're not allowed to overtake, but he missed a gear, so I drove right into the back of him, unfortunately. I don't think too much damage done. And then we had a good scrap for that last lap. It was great.
The lights go out at the start of race 2 and Willie Hepburn surges into the lead. Mike Schmidt and Andre Djurk are side by side into turn 1. Djurk takes the advantage and heads after Anton Raas. On board now with Djurk Venter, and he's in the thick of the action as he passes Pierre de Waal and chases Colin Ellison and Neil Lobb up the hill to turn 5. Schmidt in his Datsun 160V makes a move on the inside of Djurk Venter, but is unable to make it stick. Coming down the start-finish straight, Venter loses the back end and Schmidt slips past. There may have been a bit of contact there, but I can't be certain. As Venter sorts himself out, Yanni van Rooyen sails past in his Sirocco, closely followed by Martin Botha. This has cost Venter dearly. Up into turn 5 and Wesley Rautenbach leads Meredith Willis. The Escort makes a dive down the inside of the Datsun and they both end up in the kitty litter as Willie Hepburn sails past on his way to his second checkered flag of the day. Andre Djurk goes on to claim second place and Class C victory, which should make him smile after his DNF in race 1. Pierre de Waal makes it a double Class D win, with Yanni van Rooyen taking Class E honours.
I was a bit concerned this weekend because it looked like I had a lot of opposition. So I triple-checked the car, make sure it was all right, and it turned out nice. The car goes very well.
It was an unbelievable race. I enjoyed it, but same to the 2 guys alongside me, unbelievable drivers and racing driving at its best.
Well, I was a little kippy in the middle, and getting swamped by the fast guys, but it was really fun. And like Djurk said, it's so nice to race with people that actually adhere to lines, don't bump, don't push, don't shove, and try to pass each other cleanly. It was fantastic racing.
We'll be back with more great action from the Midas Historic Tour after the break.